בעזרת השם. תורה מ"ד ליקוטי מוהר"ן, אתם ניצבים היום, 44, אתם ניצבים היום, אין עמידה אלא תפילה. רבנו is teaching us that if you want to stand in front of Hashem Yitbarach, you need to stand and talk to Hashem. לפני השם אלוקיכם, in front of Hashem your God. זה בחינות ארץ ישראל, it's the aspect of ארץ ישראל. ארץ ישראל נקנית ביסורים. If you want to achieve ארץ ישראל, if you want to buy ארץ ישראל, you want to buy a land in ארץ ישראל, you need to suffer. If a person is exempting himself from tshuva, from tefillah, from Hitbodedut, so he's going to suffer in another way. You want to save yourself from small suffering, so you're going to suffer much, much more. It's better that you're going to make yourself suffer and push yourself to the field and doing tshuvot and Hitbodedut than the second solution that they're going to from heaven break you to pieces, that you're going to crawl to the field and then going to beg for salvation. It's a lot better that you're going to humiliate yourself than Hashem going to humiliate you. It's better that you're going to do tshuva and going to come to Hashem and ask for salvation than that Hashem going to show you that you don't have any other way except of Him to redeem you from that awkward situation that you find yourself stuck at. So if you want to find and to achieve Eretz Yisrael, for that we need to scream, we need to pray, we need to talk to Hashem. כמו שאמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה, כל הדר בארץ ישראל, כמי שיש לו אלוקי, everyone that lives in Eretz Yisrael is in the aspect of a believer, of someone that have God. היינו על ידי מה תזכו שתי תפילתכם באוויר עד ארץ ישראל. So by what? What we're going to do that our prayer is going to be in the aspect of air of Eretz Yisrael, that has been said in the fresh air, holy air of Eretz Yisrael, ראשיכם, שבטיכם וכו', ומונה 10 בחינות, like we learned last week. That you need to connect yourself to all groups of Am Yisrael, all parts of the tzibur, tzadikim, beinonim, reshaim, to the righteous people, to the medium people, to the even reshaim that are falling to sins. You need to connect yourselves to everyone, to love everyone. When you clap your hands in that tefillah, you remind yourself, I'm uniting, I'm connecting, I'm bonding. All of the groups, all of the classes, all of the adot, all of the cultures, all of the groups, all of the units, all of the divisions. Everyone, I'm bringing them all now to stand in front of Hashem Yitbarach. היינו בחינת מחאת כף, clapping your hands, על ידי מחיאת כפיים, by those clapping your hands, by doing that, התפילה היא באוויר עד ארץ ישראל כנ"ל. So then, only then you pray in the air of Eretz Yisrael. You are in Eretz Yisrael. And remember that when Moshe Rabbeinu asked for Hashem Yitbarach to enter to Eretz Yisrael and Hashem refused, so Moshe Rabbeinu told him, let me just fly in the air of Eretz Yisrael. Make me to be as a bird or something, just that I'm going to be in Avir ad Eretz Yisrael. He was looking for the Avir, the air of Eretz Yisrael. Avir ad Eretz Yisrael machkima, the air of Eretz Yisrael makes you wiser, makes you want to want Hashem, makes you the will getting stronger, the Ra'ava de Ra'avin, the will of all will, the holy desire of to want Hashem Yitbarach. When you want Hashem Yitbarach, you know that you're in the best place in the world. People are falling from their faith in Hashem Yitbarach because they see that their actions are not fixed. He's seeing himself waking up late in the morning, he sees himself not eating properly, he sees that he can fall to Lashon Hara, to imaginations, that he's got mistakes in Avodat Hashem, he's not learning enough, he's not praying enough, whatever he sees, that's in the physical aspect of his life. That's not your spiritual level. Your spiritual level is set corresponding to the level of your will. The will is the light of your neshama. The illumination of the will, it's 100% perfection in Avodat Hashem. When you want Hashem Yitbarach, b'chol levavcha, uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol mo'odecha, that's Kriyat Shema. That's the letter that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent to each and every one of us. You need to remember that daily, in the morning when you wake up, at night before you go to sleep, that's the rule of your life. To that you need to set your mind. ואהבת, to love, mean to accept. את השם אלוקיך, בכל לבבך, ובכל נפשך, ובכל מאודיך, קריאת שמע. That's the illumination of the will. That's going to be perfect. And then, if you're going to do that, So then you're going to also find the powers to keep Torah mitzvot, and to wake up early, and to put tefillin, Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam, to run to shul, to sit in a minyan, to learn chavruta. You're going to find the powers. You're going to be able to make aliyah, to move to Eretz Yisrael. It all depends in the will. It all depends in the will. We need to increase the will. We need to work on our will. When we're going to work on our will and we're going to want Hashem Yitbarach with all of our hearts, that's going to be the success. That's the ticket for success. Because you can live here in Eretz Israel and to live your life as a goy, to hate the Torah and not to like Haredim and not to want to live between Jewish people and to hate the government and the state and just to be foreign, that everything going to be foreign to you. And you can live abroad in the United States, in Europe, and all day long you love Am Yisrael and you want to learn Torah and you have holy desires and you want to do Hitbodedut. So who is in Eretz Israel? Who is closer to Hashem? The closer to Hashem is the one that is connecting himself in his will. The one that wants Hashem. The purity, the Kedusha, we're not going to run after you to make sure that you're going to be holy for the rest of your life. You need, we need to run after you, Hashem. The Kedusha will not going to run after you. You need to run after the Kedusha. הרוצה את הרב יבוא אליו. If you want the Rebbe, you need to run to the Rebbe. אני רץ ישר לרבנו. I'm running straight to רבנו. You need to decide to dedicate your life to that avodat Hashem. And when you do that, what that you can achieve in Eretz Israel, when you pray in the Avira de Eretz Israel, what is air? Air is something that moves. Air is not the land. You cannot pray in the land of Israel when you're abroad, but you can pray in the air of Eretz Israel when you're abroad. Why? Because Hashem Yitbarach is waving, He's moving the wind, He's blowing the wind from one place to the other. And if Hashem Yitbarach wants to open for you a channel of Avira de Eretz Israel, of fresh air from Eretz Israel, in a synagogue in Queens, in Long Beach, that's where you're gonna breathe Avira de Eretz Israel. And if Hashem wants you to breathe air from contaminated land here in Eretz Israel, you're gonna find yourself in a minyan in Bnei Brak breathing air straight from Miami Beach. What can you do? Hashem Yitbarach is gonna choose exactly which particles of air you're gonna breathe. He's gonna connect you to the channel, and it all depends in your will. You have a pipe that brings air into your nose, into your neshama. You cannot choose the air. You can do like that. Do you know what came now to your nose? You can do like that. Do you know what came just now to your nose? You don't know. You don't have no control on the air that you breathe. Just if you're going to yearn to be close to Hashem Yitbarach, and you're going to want, and you're going to reconnect yourself every day, and gonna remind yourself, what am I doing? What's the purpose of my life? So Avira de Eretz Yisrael machkima. The Kadosh Baruch Hu, He gives the wisdom to the wise, and He, because that you're wise to seek for Him, He's going to give you the wisdom to find Him. And He's going to supply you the air of Eretz Yisrael that's going to make you wiser and wiser. Why? Because you were a wise person, Adam, to learn from every person. Because you had that holy desire to want to learn, and to want to develop, and to want to grow, and you ask, please Hashem, give me the wisdom. You see, a person wake up in tshuva suddenly, and his legs inhale, his hands inhale, his stomach inhale, his shoulders inhale, all of his organs, his mind, everything is inhale. In the beginning, foreign thoughts and bad thoughts of despair, of sadness. After 1 year, it's not the same person. After 5 years, it's not the same person. Suddenly you see a different person standing in front of you. After 10 years, you can stand in front of an angel. Why? Because you really wanted Hashem Yitbarach, and that will. When you want something, that's the power of gravitation. When you want something, you have attraction to that thing. You pull that thing, and that thing pulls you. You see something that you want, immediately what do you want to do? To go closer to it. You want it. The will going to make you buy it. You saw that house. You decided, that's the house of my dreams. That's the house I'm going to buy to my wife. Great. Now, the desire to that house is the power of gravitation. It's going to bring you both to meet. You're going to want that house so badly that you're going to buy it. In the end, it's yours. If you're going to just continue with that will, you're going to buy that house. You're going to work more, you're going to put more effort, you're going to pray more, you're going to do everything that it takes. Why? Because you want it. But if you don't want, or if after a few months you fell from the will and you say, okay, you know what, maybe it's not my house, it's too hard. So okay, it's not your house, but only because you give up on that house. But when you are ready to throw yourself to the fire for every commandment, for every closeness to Hashem Yitbarach, and for Hashem Yitbarach, you're ready to sacrifice everything, so you're going to find Hashem. And when you're going to find Hashem Yitbarach, you're going to be so happy that the physical world and the physical aspects of the exile will not going to confuse you anymore. Because there is halakha for a person that woke up at 10 a.m. There is halakha for a person that cannot pray shacharit. There is a halakha for a person that forgot that he's a Jew. There is halakha for every situation. So you can connect yourself to Hashem Yitbarach in every moment of your life. And there is no despair in the world at all. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu mechadesh bechol עת תמיד מעשה בראשית. In every moment He recreate the creation. So in every moment of your life, you're a new creation. And in that moment that you just now been created, you can serve Hashem Yitbarach. What's the problem? The imagination, the sadness pulls you to the past. No, but you don't know. Yesterday, she told me, he told me, now I don't know what to do. What's the problem? What do you care? Yesterday died. When it died? Yesterday. It's already dead. It's already buried in your past. You cannot bring it back even. You cannot. There's nothing that can bring the past. The past passed already. The avar. It passed. It went away. You don't have it. It went already. You cannot hold it. You can only hold the moment, the present. The future, we don't know where it is. The past already went. The present, you have. You want to connect yourself to Hashem Yitbarach? What's the name of Hashem Yitbarach? Havaya Baruch Hu, the present. The blessed present. That's the name of Hashem. The Hoveh, the Havaya, the Mevorach, the blessed one. That's the only connection that you can have to Him is in reality, in the present, because the only thing that you have in life is the present. So we need to recover ourselves and rehab ourselves from our imagination of living in the past. Oh, no, you don't know what I went through. No, you don't imagine, you can never imagine, you don't know where I'm coming from. It's all imaginations. You want to serve or you want to talk? What do you want to do? What do you want to do now? Now serve. Okay, but I don't have legs. Okay, serve Him with no legs. But I don't have arms also. Okay, so serve Him with your heart. But I cannot feel. Okay, but a mouth you have. Okay, so tell Him I cannot feel you, Hashem. You cannot avoid from the fact that you are able to serve. Because if you wouldn't be able to serve, you wouldn't have that will and you wouldn't have that option to serve. A chair, he cannot serve. Really, he can just stand here and being a chair. But you have a free choice. And with a free choice, you can lead yourself, you can lead your life, you can take yourself somewhere. And you have a free choice. And you always have a free choice because God gave you a free choice. And you need to choose life. And why Hashem Yitbarach needs to tell us to choose life? Because sometimes life looks like death. It's for sure that you're going to choose life. Okay, there's a gun to your head. What do you choose? No, I'm not choosing the gun. For sure I'm not going to choose the gun. No, so why Hashem Yitbarach is telling you should choose life? Because there are situations in life that life looks like death and death looks like life. That you see death in front of your eyes and you have such a desire for that death. And you want that death so badly, you have to have it, you have to, and that's the death of your life, that's the destruction of your life. And from the other side, you want to serve Hashem Yitbarach and to commit yourself to Him, and for you it looks like death. Because you used to go to the beach, and you used to drive your bike, and you used to smoke drugs and drinking and forget all of your troubles. And now you need to stand every day in front of the mirror and do tshuva and find your lackings and confess on them and finding your weaknesses and to work on your attributes. And you cannot scream at people anymore, and you cannot curse whenever you want. You're not allowed to do that. So it's like hell for you when you're physical, when you're megusham. When you're too attached to your past. But if now you're standing in a test, okay, now I can curse or not curse. Not, now I need to change all of my lifestyle. Don't change anything. Now don't curse. Now, just now, in this moment, don't curse. You can do that. To change all of your lifestyle, all of your past, all of your language, all of your vocabulary, you're not able to do. I understand it, but you're not required to do that. No one is asking you to do that. We're asking you now, in the present, don't curse. that you're able to do. Even in the worst situation, if you're going to decide not to curse, you're not going to curse. So do it always. Just always live the present. And then you just become to be righteous in that moment. Hayomim bekolot ishma'u. You need to listen to the voice of Hashem and to serve Him today. Today, do what that you've been told to do. Today, now, in the present, now, in this moment. If you need now to fix all of your life, all of your 30 years, all of your 50 years, all of your... You cannot do that. Of course you cannot do it. What can you do? Small thing? Okay, do it. I can learn one verse. Okay, learn one verse. What can you do now? I can learn another verse. Learn another verse. You can spend 5,000 hours like that learning Torah. But if you need to finish this Masechta, wow, look at that book, how many letters? Read one word. What's the problem? Say Mecha'at. Okay, that's it. You finished for now. You have another moment? Okay, say now. Kapayim. Great. You said, oh, you have another minute? Okay, say Bat Fila. That's it. Okay, Mecha'at Kapayim, Bat Fila. Okay, clapping your hands in the prayer. Okay, great. Now you read a verse. Okay, you have another minute. It's not a problem. But when you look at this Torah, this is why it's written that a wise person is looking to the right, a wise person looking to the right side, and a stupid person looks to the left. Lev chacham biyamino, lev ksil bismolo. Why? Because in Hebrew, when we were writing books been printed in Hebrew, in Lashon HaKodesh, so what that you read already is on the right side, and what that you need to read is on the left side. So a wise person is happy with what that he read, and a silly person is very frustrated from everything that he's looking to the left side. Oh no, but how I'm going to finish this Masechta? Well, and he can spend hours on hours instead of flipping more pages easily and getting closer to complete this book. He will sit like that for hours. No. Oh, wow, what I'm going to do, this book. Look how many Torot I still have to learn. He's burning his life. He's just destroying his own life. What I'm going to do? No. All of this book you want me to learn. I'm not able to do that. Oh, look. And he's lost. Why are you so lost? Because you're not wise. Because you're stupid. Look what you achieved until now. We are learning Likutei Moharan. How many years we're sitting and learning Likutei Moharan? 5 years. We are in Torah 44. Well, so what? But we're happy. 5 years, Likutei Moharan. Nice, sitting, hanging out together, enjoying. Torah 44, Likutei Moharan. Baruch Hashem. And we achieved a lot. There are a lot more Torot to learn here in the Likutei Moharan. Bezrat Hashem, in the next decade or two, we're going to do Siyum Sefer Likutei Moharan. For now, we're writing the longest explanation on Likutei Moharan that ever been wrote before. Great, we're happy. 34. This is Limud Be'iyun. We're learning Be'iyun. There are people that learn Be'iyun because they're so wise. But us, we're learning Be'iyun because we don't get it. So it takes us a lot of time to... But so what? That's your level. You're Likutei Moharan with Schutenstein, with Cassouto Stein, and that's it. And you learn Likutei Moharan with explanations again and again and again because we forget. Because we forget. It's amazing what we forget. We forget the basics. We forget the faith. We forget the most important things. We forget. So it's not like we really can go to the next stage. We're not able. If you still come home and you forget Hashem, if you still go to drive the car and you forget Hashem, so something is wrong. You cannot really continue. We have to stay in first grade. We have to stay in kindergarten again and again, and again to learn the ABC, again to learn the Aleph Bet, again and again. What? Can you forget that Hashem Yitbarach is the king? I spoke to a person about Shalom Bayit. I'm talking to him about Hashem. I tell him, Hashem, listen, Hashem is telling you, look, you can see Hashem is here in this situation. So after a while, he's looking at me and says, hey, can we put Hashem aside for a little bit? Can we talk about my wife's obligations? No, I'm sorry, we cannot. You want to avoid Hashem Yitbarach, but Hashem Yitbarach is rebuking you. Hashem is calling you. Hashem is screaming at you. You don't want to see that. You want to that your wife, no, my wife, she's got a free choice. She's got bchira chofshit. No, your wife, she doesn't have bchira chofshit. For me, when I'm looking at things, and od milvado, there is nothing except of Hashem. There is nothing except of Hashem. No, but my wife said, yes, it's Hashem Yitbarach dressing himself in your wife now. You're arguing with Hashem. Hashem told you you're lazy. Hashem told you you're a liar. Hashem told you you don't care about me. Hashem told you those things. En od milvado. That's a verse that is written twice. En od milvado. There is nothing except of Hashem. There is no one else except of Hashem. It's hard for you to believe. Okay, this is why you need to come to the classes. This is why we need to say the same classes again and again and again and again. Because v'yadata hayom v'ashevota elevavecha. We need to learn it today and to bring it back to our hearts again and again and again. And to write it and rewrite it and to memorize it. Because we forget it. Because you see that every time that you come to your house, every time, 100% of the times, not 99.9, 100% of the times, you forget Hashem Yitbarach in a certain way. Okay, I gave you that discount, Avram, that you won't be hurt. Every time you forget Hashem. Every time you go home, you forget. Okay, so you remember Him 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, admit. After 2 minutes, okay, you prepared yourself all of your way. You came home, you said to yourself, all of that journey to the house, okay, this time I'm going to remember, it's all going to be Hashem, it's Hashem. Okay, great, that's the right job. But the truth, admit. You came home, you smiled, you got the first dish of insultings and disgrace and great, and and then you were so proud of yourself on succeeding that you kicked Hashem out from the window, and then you lost it. So okay, the first round, the first test, you passed it. But then you were so arrogant on succeeding, remembering Hashem, that you gave up on Hashem. So after 3 minutes in the house maximum, right? Maximum 3 minutes? Someone once made more than 3 minutes? Someone succeeded once more than 3 minutes in the house to remember Hashem? You maybe, Reuven? No. You can remember Hashem Yitbarach only if Hashem Yitbarach is reminding you. If Hashem Yitbarach doesn't remind you, so you're going to forget Him. That's the secret. You think to yourself all the time, okay, now I'm going to remember Hashem. Yes, now I have faith. When I'm going to come to the house, I'm going to remember Hashem. That's ishtadlut. That's not faith. That's ishtadlut. You're putting too much effort. A friend of mine told me that in the days of Elul, he started to talk to his wife about doing tshuva and tshuva and tshuva. I told her those are the days of Elul. She told him, listen, if Hashem wants you to do tshuva in Elul, He's going to remind you. Don't worry. Hashem is strong enough to help you to do tshuva in Elul. Don't try too hard. When you remember Hashem Yitbarach, it's the evidence that Hashem Yitbarach remind you of His existence. And when you forgot Hashem Yitbarach, so that is the time that Hashem Yitbarach hide His face from you. En od milvado. You cannot believe in Hashem Yitbarach when Hashem Yitbarach decide to hide His face from you. When Avraham Avinu believed in Hashem Yitbarach, he count that as charity. He felt that Hashem Yitbarach is so kind with him that He let him believe in Him, that He let Avraham believe in Hashem. He was so grateful to Hashem Yitbarach. Thank you for Ata Tomich Gorali, that you, like David HaMelech said, that you put my destiny to walk in your path, that you chose for me a path of a believer, that you gave me that opportunity to see you, to recognize you. When Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, in that day I'm going to hide the fact that I'm hiding my face from them, Aster Astir Panai, Moshe fell on his face. There is no solution to that situation. It's a lost case, for sure. Bayomahu, in that day, Haster Astir Panai, I'm going to hide the fact that I'm hiding my face from them. You cannot see Him in that day. That's it. So when Hashem is hiding from you the fact that He's hiding His face from you, so you can think that you believe and you don't see Hashem, and you can forget even that you should seek for Hashem Yitbarach, and that's it, and you lost it. But when Hashem Yitbarach is saying, don't worry, I'm going to come back, I'm going to bring you back, that gives hope. So we just need to keep those advice of strengthening ourselves and making ourselves want to believe in Hashem. and being humble, to remember that every time that something good happened with us, every clarification that we had, every certain beam of light that we saw, it was all kindness of Hashem Yitbarach, generosity, loving kindness of Hashem Yitbarach, and that's it. You can see what happens in the world. You can see what happens to rabbis. You can see what happened to righteous people. People losing their mind. People losing their mind after honor. People losing their mind after fame and glory. And even imagination of world in the world to come, life in the world to come. People are ready to sacrifice their world to come for the imagination of having a world to come. Yeah, someone promised to you, if you're going to be close to me, I'm going to give you a share to the world to come. Okay, now he's ready to slaughter every person in the world. I was once in a class of a very righteous man that I don't want to remind his name now because I don't want Chas Shalom to hurt, to defect his honor, Chas Shalom. I was in a class of that righteous man. One of his closest helpers was angry on one of the students that came to listen to the class. That he sat in the front row, and he was angry, furious at him. They started to argue, started to fight. In the end, that helper found himself kicking the face of that student with that pure, holy intention of protecting his rabbi from those rude students that came to learn his wisdom. What's going on with you, brother? You lost all of your connection to your rabbi? 100%? The answer is yes. He thinks that he is the gabbai. He thinks that he is the closest helper to his rabbi. His rabbi never opened his mouth on never killed a fly, never killed a mosquito in his life. If you're going to see an ant that's going to bite him, he's going to give her his hand. He's going to tell her, here, take it, whatever you need. He's so righteous, that person, that he's going to let everyone break him to pieces, tear him to pieces, eat him alive, and he will not going to insult a person. Ever, never in his life. But one of his helpers is so wise and so close to him that he knows exactly, disconnected, completely disconnected from the righteous man. And can be in the first row, really, going to be in the first circle, so close to him that he is the peel of the fruit and separated completely from the fruit. He's the part that you need to remove, to peel from the fruit if you want to enjoy the fruit. And he's so close to the fruit. He's the first circle of the fruit. He's protecting him. And he's the peel. He's the husks. He's the Yetzer Hara on the righteous man. So when you want to find yourself close to Hashem Yitbarach, you need to nullify yourself to Hashem. You need to become to be from that part of the peel, that when you peel the peel, that part is going to stay, going to stick to the fruit. Okay, you are a peel, you are part, you are an outsider, you're not the righteous man. Okay, but you need to nullify yourself to Him. So you need to become to be like Him. I remember that once in Yeshivat Chut Shel Chesed, when I learned over there, the main posek of the yeshiva, Rav Elchanan Elgrod, came to me and told me, listen, I spoke to Rav Shalom, and that's we want all of the rabbis and people that are teaching here in the yeshiva to wear their tzitzit, talit katan, inside the pants. That the tzitzit, talit katan, will not gonna go outside on the clothes. Halachically, there are few reasons for that it's better that the talit katan going to be inside, tucked inside your pants, and you're a rabbi, you're teaching here in the yeshiva, so we're asking you to put the talit katan inside your pants. So I asked him, Rav Shalom is doing that also, because I know Rav Shalom always walks with his talit katan outside. Is he following your decision or that he is not? So he told me, no, actually Rav Shalom told me that he understands the reason, the halachic reasons for what that I'm saying, but he told me that he will keep on wearing his talit outside of the clothes, even though that it seems that I'm right with my halacha psak halacha. So I told him, okay, so I think I'm going to follow Rav Shalom, if it's okay by you. If Rav Shalom chose to put his talit outside, so he probably got a certain reason to do that. So I'm going to follow that if it's okay by you. I understand, but I came here to follow Rav Shalom. I didn't came here to follow your advice, with all due respect. If Rav Shalom listens to you and accept it, and he honors you, but he's not changing his halakha, so why should I? You need to understand. You can learn a lot of things in life. You can see, but you need to find what really Hashem Baruch wants from you. You learn in a certain Beit Midrash. Okay, that's an amazing Beit Midrash. There is an amazing learning, amazing wisdom, amazing thing you can purchase over there. What's the purpose? What really, why you came over there? I asked once Rav Shalom, I told him, how can it be that from thousands of students that you have around the world, none of your students are following you in the main point of your life, in the distribution, in the afatza, in Ahavat Israel? How come none of your students are following you? How can it be? So he said, even Moshe Rabbeinu, he had only one Yehoshua ben Nun. Also Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, he had only one Rabbi Natan. It cannot be that if you follow Rav Shalom, that you're going to decide to dedicate your life to be a Talmid Chacham. It cannot be that if you're following Rav Shalom, that you're going to decide to dedicate your life to be holy and shomer abrit and righteous man. It cannot be that if you follow Rav Shalom, so you're going to spend all of your life in the field and not going to give classes. It cannot be. So you can learn from Rav Shalom the importance of to be a Talmid Chacham, the importance of to be Baal Tfilah, the importance of being holy and righteous, and the importance of have Shlom Bayit and whatever. But when you're really close to Rav Shalom, you're going to see that there are moments that he's dropping the Torah, and he's dropping his holiness, and he's dropping his job as being master of prayer, and his job of being that caring husband and helpful father that helps his children in everything they need, and he's running straight to save another Jew and another person, and to penetrate another point of faith in the hearts of his listeners or of his followers. And you see that the main thing in the list of his priorities will always going to be to believe in Hashem, and to love Am Israel, and to care about them all the way, and never to let them down, and always to give them whatever he can give them. That is something that as a close student you're going to see. He also going to learn Torah. He also going to go to the field and do Hitbodedut. He also going to honor his wife, and he also going to be righteous. But there are things that are a lot in front in the list of priorities. And when you're close to a righteous man, so you see the truth. And if you choose not to see the truth and not to nullify yourself to him, so you can follow one of his classes and to decide to become a Talmid Chacham. But the truth is that you chose that because you had the desire to be a Talmid Chacham, and not because really he guided you to that. Because he's going to talk about thousands of concepts. He's going to talk and going to give millions of classes, no problem. But you need to understand his heart. You need to follow the neshama. We're not worshipping the books. We're worshipping the one that wrote the book. We're worshipping Hashem. We're not worshipping the Torah. We're not idolizing the Torah. Now to follow the Torah, no, I'm following the Torah, I'm following the halakha. Okay, there's a purpose for the Torah. Why the Torah been given to us? To make you a human being, to make you polite, never to insult no one, to educate you, to help you to do tshuva, to make you a believer, to bring you to faith, to connect you to love, to patience, to sensitivity, to kindness, to generosity, to midot. When you hold the Torah and you're strong and strict and firm and holding the Torah, and you're so far from the reason why Hashem handed the Torah to us. Hashem gave us the Torah with a purpose. Hashem gave us the Torah with a reason, to make us human beings. That we're going to love each other, that we're going to support each other, that we're going to be ready to sacrifice ourselves for each other, that we were always going to remember Hashem, never going to forget Hashem. Not that we're going to become to be Talmidei Chachamim, or righteous, or going to have a share in the world to come. What's that? Who cares about those things? Those things going to happen when you're going to serve Hashem. You're going to become to be a Talmid Chacham, and you're going to have a world to come, and you're going to be rich and successful, and you're going to have peace with your wife and your family. Children going to be educated. Everything. Those things are going to be the results of your actions to follow Hashem. But if you're always going to try to achieve those things, no, my wife, she's not modest enough. No, my children are not educated. I'm not learning enough Torah. Okay, you lost Hashem. You might achieve one of those, but but you lost the main part, the faith. בעיקר חסר מן הספר, the soul of that book, the soul, the neshama, the will of Hashem. You lost it. Can it be that Hashem going to tell you to kill your wife and children, to destroy their lives, because you need to become to be a Talmid Chacham? That's Torah. Can it be that that's going to be the Torah? Can it be that if you want to be a rabbi that is teaching and going and teaching and being mezakeh rabim, helping others, so while doing that you're going to stamp on people's heads and going to break people's bones because they're stopping you, holding you back from achieving your important goal of teaching others? No, you should be ready to throw yourself to the fire. If Hashem don't want you to be mezakeh rabim, you need to accept it. Okay, so I'm not able. Admit. Do you have what to sell or you don't have what to sell? If you don't have what to sell, so don't try to sell. If you really don't have what to sell, so you cannot sell it. If you don't know how to honor your wife, if your wife really, she's not following you in fire and in water, you're not able to preach and to teach and to coach and to educate in matters of Shlom Bayit, no matter which amazing books you read in your life. If you're not a life example for Shlom Bayit, you cannot teach Shlom Bayit. When Rav Shalom wrote the book Garden of Peace, you don't need to, only people that knows him knows exactly how that there is no one word, one letter in that book that haven't been wrote from his tears, from his blood, from how much he sacrificed to write those books. Garden of Faith. You know that the author that wrote the book Garden of Faith is a person that have a complete faith. He really doesn't see people. He's not claiming not to see people. He's not educating not to see. He doesn't see people. He sees only Hashem. That's a person. So it's good to read his books. But if someone else is taking and writing books, Chidushe Torah of his imaginations, and he's not holding those levels, he cannot teach. Once I drove with Rav Shalom and with Rav Elchanan Elgod in the car, and Rav Elchanan in the beginning, when Rav Elchanan just joined the yeshiva, Rav Elchanan told Rav Shalom, you know, I saw a lot of Mizrachnikim rabbis that are teaching also about that concept of faith, and they're talking, and he was praising Rav Shalom. He told him, Rav Shalom, no one is able to get into the hearts of the people. None of the rabbis are able to enter to the hearts of the people in faith, in the concept of faith, like that you do. Rav Shalom started to laugh. So Rav Elchanan asked him, why are you laughing? He told him, because no one is keeping those words of faith. No one is saying those words be'emet, from the heart, in truth. They're just reading from books. Okay, there is a book, Isha Emunah, there is Orot HaTshuva, there are books. The Chafetz Chaim wrote books, the Chazon Ish wrote books, the Rav Kook wrote books, all of the rabbis wrote amazing books, Midat Bitachon, Shara Bitachon, thousands amazing words you can say on faith and on Bitachon. If you don't know how to go to the supermarket broke with no penny in your pockets and to come back home with baskets of food, if you're not able to do that, you cannot teach Bitachon. If you don't know how to buy a house from nothing, just to buy it, to take it home, you're not able to teach on faith. If you don't have Shlom Bayit, how are you going to teach on Shlom Bayit? If you don't honor your wife, if you don't see Hashem when your wife is screaming the hell out of you, you cannot teach on Shlom Bayit. You will never going to be able. En Chacham Kebal Nisayon. If you don't purchase that experience in life, you cannot teach. You never purchase that wisdom. Okay, so go to the field. Go do tefillot. Go do tshuvot. Go. Probably I'm going to see you there. After the classes, I'm also going to do tshuva. What do you think? I'm rebuking you. Oh Hashem, I'm rebuking myself, thank God. Hashem is helping. Toda Rabba. Just for you to know, Likutei Moharan, Lamed El Mem, Rashi Tevot of Mal. Mal Hashem Yitbarach et Orlat Levavcha. Circumcise your heart. By the power of the Likutei Moharan HaKadosh, Hashem going to clean us, circumcise us, purify us, reconnect us to purity, to holy will, holy desires. Amen. Thank you very much.